So welcome everyone. In this video we will talk about non-aqueous titrations as well as the solvents which are used in non-aqueous titrations. Okay, so now let us begin. So whenever we use the word aqueous, it always means water. Okay, so aqueous means water. So non-aqueous titration means the titrations in which water will not be used as solvent, some other solvent will be used. Okay, so non-aqueous titrations are the titrations which are carried out in non-aqueous solvents, that is solvents other than water. Okay, so now you might wonder why do we need non-aqueous titrations. Okay, so there are some reasons. So non-aqueous titrations are a method of choice when reactants or products are insoluble in water. Okay, or they react with water or are too weak acids or bases that cannot be titrated in water due to poor endpoint in water. Okay, so these are some of the reasons why do we need non-aqueous titrations, and why some titrations cannot be carried out by using water. Now let us see some examples of non-aqueous solvent. These include acetone, glacial acetic acid, chloroform, benzene, formic acid. These all are our non-aqueous solvents. Okay, so let us talk about the advantages of non-aqueous titrations, how they are helpful to us. Okay, so firstly, the weak acids and bases give poor endpoints in aqueous titrations, but in non-aqueous titration they give very good point. Okay, so non-aqueous titrations are very helpful in case of weak acids and bases. So now the next advantage is that the substances which are poorly soluble in water but soluble in non-aqueous organic solvents can be determined by non-aqueous titrations. Yes, so there are no, we know that water is very much compatible with a lot of substances, and a lot of substances easily dissolve in water, but still there are certain substances which do not dissolve in water or poorly dissolve in water or are poorly soluble with water. Okay, so those substances which are poorly soluble in water or are not soluble in water at all, so in those cases also the non aqueous organic solvents, we can use the non aqueous organic solvents for carrying out the titration. Okay, so these are the two advantages of our non-aqueous titration. Now let us see the disadvantages. Okay, disadvantages. So the first disadvantage is that the solvents used in non-aqueous titrations are very much expensive. Okay, this is the first disadvantage. The second is that the indicators need to be prepared in non-aqueous medium. Okay, now third one is that some solvents are hazardous if mishandled, such as ammonia, which, if inhaled too much, can prove to be fatal. Okay, so ammonia is also a non-aqueous solvent, but it is not. It is dangerous if we inhale it. So some non-aqueous solvents are dangerous. So that is why this titration can be dangerous. So these were all the disadvantages of our non-aqueous titration. Now let us begin with the non-aqueous solvents. This is a very important topic, and a lot of questions are being asked also in the viva about the type of solvents. So there are four types of solvents: protophilic, protogenic, aprotic and amphiprotic solvent. Okay, so now let us talk about all of these one by one. The very first one is protophilic solvent. So these are the solvents which have high affinity for protons and are basic in nature. So philic means loving. Okay, so and proto means proton. So from the name itself it is clear that these are the ones which are proton loving. Okay, so these are the solvents which have high affinity for protons and are basic in nature. Example: liquid ammonia, ketones and amines. Now the next one is protogenic. So these are the solvents which readily donate protons and are acidic in nature. Okay, so this is kind of the opposite one. So the first one is which are have high affinity, which means they readily gain, and protogenic are those which readily donate. Okay, these are basic in nature and these are acidic in nature. So the difference can also be asked in the examination. The example of protogenic solvent is sulfuric acid and hydrogen fluoride. The next solvent is aprotic solvent. So these are the solvents which are chemically inert and doesn't donate or accept protons. Therefore, they do not have any acidic, or they are not either acidic or either basic in nature. Which means, okay, so the first one was they have high affinity for gaining the proton. In the second one, there was high affinity to donate the proton. In the third one, they neither accept proton nor they donate proton. Okay, so the example include toluene, chloroform and benzene. Now the last solvent is amphiprotic solvent. Okay, amphiprotic solvent. So these are the solvents which are able to donate as well as accept protons. That is if they they possess both protophilic and protogenic properties. Example, acetic acid. Whenever the term amphi come, it means it includes both the properties or two properties. Okay, so when we combine the protophilic and protogenic solvent, we get amphiprotic solvent which have both the properties. Example is acetic acid. So now let us understand how acetic acid is amphiprotic in nature. So what is happening, that acetic acid act as an acid by dissociation to give protons. Okay, so while in presence of strong acid like perchloric acid, it act as a base and accept proton. Okay, so usually acetic acid gives H positive ions and it act as acid, but if it is present in the presence of perchloric acid, which is stronger acid than acetic acid, it behaves as a base. Okay, and it will accept a proton. So this is how acetic acid behave as an amphiprotic solvent, which means it can also gain proton, and it can also lose proton. So this was all in today's video. We talked about non-aqueous titrations, and then we talked about the solvents used in non-aqueous titration. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe. Thank you.